Welcome to the Cultivating You podcast with Anthony Dwayne.
When you get what you want in your struggle for self, and the world makes you king for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your father or mother or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in your life is the one staring back in the glass. He's the fellow to please, never mind all the rest, for he's with you clear to the end. And you've passed your most difficult and dangerous test if the man in the glass is your friend. You may fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on the back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartache and tears if you've cheated the man in the glass. All right, what is going on, beautiful people, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Cultivating You podcast with your boy Tony. And if you've been paying any amount of attention to me over the past few months, 4 or 5 months, even beyond into 8 months ago, you'll notice that I've just been on a bit of a hiatus, right? I've been really lacking on my personal development, and I'm ready to get back to it. And I really wanted to get back on and shoot an episode and use it really for more of like accountability purposes, right? I want to let you guys in on the reasons why I haven't been producing the show or staying active with the Instagram page. And ultimately what it comes down to is from about September 1st, 2022 to about December 31st, 2022, I was on the most heightened level of consciousness I've ever been. I was the most disciplined I had ever been, spiritually the most grounded I've ever been, and just as healthy and aesthetically, like my appearance, as far as my appearance go, like the best I ever looked. And that's because I was in great shape, not so much cardiovascular shape, but I just felt strong and I felt healthy. And it was really one of the high points of my life. It's weird to think about a small 4-month period like that, but it was. I wanted to take over the world. I wanted to conquer the world, and I'm still on a mission. And it's not like I've fallen off or anything, but I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not at that frequency right now. I'm not at that level of consciousness. I'm nowhere near the level of health that I was at. Because essentially, after the 31st, I patted myself on the back and I was like, good job, man. You did it. You really did that. And I celebrated and I partied and I drank and I smoked and I did a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And the problem with me is that I just don't really know how to stop sometimes. Very addictive personality, if that's a thing, but I'd like to keep going. I like to take things to the extreme sometimes. And, after that 4 months, it's been pretty close to exactly 4 months, almost to the day, since I stopped doing my 75 hard challenge, which a lot of you may have heard me speak about in the past. But it's taken me just about 4 months to really lose all the progress that I made. And it's a very unfortunate thing because it's like, what was all that for? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't I stick with it? And why couldn't I? And, I'm learning I'm not to beat myself up too bad about it. I'm learning to forgive myself and love myself over things like that. And we all should. We got to give ourselves for making mistakes and not making the right choices. But, once you've been hanging out for a while, once you've been, getting a little bit down in the dumps because your lifestyle's off and things don't, seem to be, it's the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, the peaks and valleys. And once those valleys come back, it's really time to, get back on the saddle and be like, all right, motherfucker, we've been resting long enough. Like, let's get back after it. We've probably rested way too long, to be honest with you. Cause I just lost progress. I lost a lot of progress mentally, physically, spiritually, even emotionally. And it's a bit disheartening and it's weird. And I'm always like, why do I self-sabotage like that? And I think when it really comes down to it, it might be that we as people are sometimes just, when I say we, I really just mean me. This is all my personal experience and stuff, but I'm sure others are out there like that. But we experience fear of success. You know what I'm saying? We experience this angst about like who we could be and who we could become and all these great things that we can do. And it's just like, sometimes it's scary. You know what I'm saying? But we got to overcome that. We got to keep pushing forward, keep moving forward, and just get back to that mindset that we were at when we were feeling great and feeling on top of the world, and just try and maintain it as long as we can, right? Because you can't stop that momentum. We have to keep that momentum going, and the longer and longer and longer you can keep that momentum going, the more abundance you're going to bring in your life, the more opportunities you're going to attract your tribe to you. You're going to attract people with your energy, and the right things are going to happen for you. But you have to be emanating that vibration, that energy of positivity and abundance and everything like that. And you can't do that by having a poor lifestyle and not working out and eating poorly and everything like that. It's just, it makes your lifestyle, it makes your vibration low, and your lifestyle is just super, super important when it comes to that. Because, as I've been researching and doing a lot more, research on the food that we eat and how it impacts our mental state, the toxins in foods, the stuff that you're taking in, like pesticides and the GMO products and things like that. They're not all natural. It's not all natural, right? And we're bringing in things into our body, and it's foreign to our guts. It's foreign to our blood and our skin. And it's like a lot of these things they get trapped in our body, and then we start looking run down. We start looking old and just defeated, right? And you see people out there that are your age, 35, 40 years old, and they look like they're 50 already. You know what I'm saying? And it's just because we're not taking care of ourselves, And everybody knows that I'm really big on mental health and using psychedelics and plant medicines to help us with our mental state and everything like that. But to be truthfully honest with you, what I think is more important than using any kind of compound or substance to help you out with your mental state, it's getting back to basics. It's getting back to exercise, move your body, go out and sweat, get in the sun, get in the hot sun. We live in Arizona. Get uncomfortable. Go out during the middle of the day and walk around your park and sweat your ass off and get red. And you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like being in a sauna. Go work out your muscles, atrophy, lift weights, go run, get that cardiovascular system moving. You know what I'm saying? Eat good food, drink good water, purified water, mineral water, things like that. And those are all the basics. I think there's a study that just came out from Australia that says exercise is like 1.5 times more efficient at controlling and regulating mood and depression than any pharmaceutical out there on the market. You know what I'm saying? So it's super, super important that we do this. And, and I'm proud to say that luckily me and my wife are getting back on track. I always do a lot better with her as a support system, because she kind of gets on my ass when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, and I can kind of give her shit too if I see her falling off. So we do hold each other accountable, but it's always important to be able to do it as an individual by yourself. And I think I proved myself to myself that I could do that during my first stint with the 75-part program. But I am super, super happy that she is actually on board with me now, and we are planning on taking on the challenge in July. So we've kind of started prepping for it a little bit. We've been working out every day. We've been trying to eat better, still not the best. We, still maybe having a little bit too much fun on the weekends with alcohol and things like that. That's like my biggest thing right now is I'm trying to expel that from my life, because it's just really the biggest thing holding me back. So, but that being said, I do have a new obsession, and it's kind of the reason why I did decide to jump on to a podcast and get this thing going again, because I am feeling good. I'm feeling better. Right now I am on my third day of a 72-hour herbal fast that I just found, and well, not just found. I've been researching it for a couple weeks now, and I picked up a few things that I actually want to share with you today, so that maybe you can take it and use it in your life and help you feel better. But yeah, I'm on about I would say 65 or so. So tonight at 8 o'clock, I'm going to break my fast, and I'm feeling really good. I've been fasting for over a year now, and every month or two, I'll do a 3-day fast or so. I've gone up to 5 days. The 5-day was really rough. Obviously, if you guys have been watching these videos, if you haven't, you can go back to a few other videos that I've done in the past on fasting, where I break down the basics of that. But this has been the best 3rd day fast that I've ever experienced. I feel really good. I have a lot of energy. I keep getting these like cold rushes in my blood, and it's like energizing. I do feel a little bit high and out of it, kind of loopy. So if I am like rambling or stuttering or going off on weird things, just understand I am a little bit malnourished right now, but it's a great reset for the body. Like I said, we've been eating really poorly and probably ingesting too many compounds. And so I'm really trying to clean the body out, get my liver functioning really well. And it's been really great. So I'm hoping to like keep this going over the next, month and a half or so, and get my body ready to complete the 75 hard challenge. But I do want to start talking to you about a new obsession that I have. Okay. So this is a book that I've been wanting to pick up for a long while. The first time I heard about this person was probably 2-3 years ago. And I heard about him through Nipsey Hussle. And Nipsey Hussle had spoke about how Dr. Sebi was curing people of cancer and curing people of AIDS and herpes and multiple sclerosis and dandruff and anxiety and just all these disorders, these diseases, these diseases, right? And he's an herbalist. He is a healer, and he doesn't have any like credentials as a doctor or anything, but the thing is, he's not actually using medicines or pharmaceuticals. I mean, he is using medicines, but he's using food and herbs as medicine. So, technically he's not, by any means doing like malpractice or anything. But I saw this book a couple weeks ago, and I had to pick it up. It is the Dr. Sebi Bible, and it's basically 10 books in one. It has all his information on here about plants, herbs, detoxes, and basically a breakdown of his philosophy here is that you want to be in an alkaline state. You want your body to be in an alkaline state, and that's when your body functions at its best, right? And that's when it is able to attack disease and things that is in your body efficiently, and that's why you don't develop these cancers and everything. When we're eating poor, we're eating processed food, when we're eating all this bad shit, basically, our body is getting acidic. And that acidity causes us to create more mucus, and that mucus is what brings on the disease. Now, mucus is generally it's an important part of the body's function. It lubricates our mouths, our eyes. It helps us capture like pathogens in our nose. Like that's why we get snot. Other things like women that get sexually aroused, it's the lubrication that makes intercourse a little bit easier, right? So mucus has a lot of functions in the body, but when you have an overabundance of mucus, that's when it gets bad. So that's basically the premise of his work, and what he's trying to do is eliminate the mucus and get the body to an alkaline state, and that is through using plants and herbs and things like that. Now, I am a big proponent. I'm not anti-vegan or vegetarian or anything like that, but I do promote more of a animal-based lifestyle. So I think that meat is probably one of the best things that we can ingest. And according to a lot of studies that I've seen, it it's really breaking down the misconceptions about meat, that it's giving people like cardiovascular diseases, heart attacks, and high cholesterols and things like that. This is all from the stuff that I'm reading and learning about. This is all misinformation, and part of Dr. Sebi's, philosophy is that we shouldn't eat meat. You should be all on like a raw vegan diet, whole foods, things like that. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that, and I'm not going to cut meat out of my diet or protein or anything like that out of my diet, but I am the type of person, I feel like I'm a pretty open-minded person, and I want to read about this and learn about it, even though it contradicts a lot of my beliefs. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a way that most people should go about it. So for me, it's about exploring it, figuring out what works for me, and moving forward with those things, and discarding the things that don't seem to be helping me too much, right? And I think that's a good objective way to approach anything in life, and always be able to be open-minded and have something contradict your beliefs, because you might learn something by doing that, right? So basically, instead of doing a 3-day water fast like I normally do, or a 3-day coffee and tea fast that I normally do, I decided to do like an herbal fast, like a detox kind of fast. And so a few of the products that I have brought on to do this is, let's get right into them. So the first one is moringa powder. So moringa powder is supposed to be one of the most nutrient dense foods on the planet, right? The superfoods. It has something like 92 out of the 105 nutrients that your body can actually utilize. So one of the only foods that has this, I think sea moss is also another one that is nutrient dense, just like this. And so I'm taking about a teaspoon of this, and I'm putting it into water, mixing it up, and taking this once a day. And so these nutrients are going to go into my body. They're going to promote healthy organ function. There's a lot of antioxidants in here, which I can't really spit them off the top of my head, but there's these certain nutrients in here that are cancer fighting, things like that. So it's basically just going to promote good organ function, antioxidants. Sometimes they make you sweat and kind of like get things out of your system and stuff. So they're kind of like diuretics a little bit, but I'm still learning about all this stuff. But it seems to be really good. It's alkalizing. It does give me energy, supports your immune system, increased strength and stamina. And even after the fast, this is something that I still plan on using. I still plan on throwing this in like smoothies or protein shakes or things like that, just because of the nutrient content in it. And it's all in one source. You don't have to go and buy a bunch of different, supplements like zinc and iron and, vitamin B. And it has all of it. It has everything in it. So as long as you're getting your dose correctly, you're getting everything you need from this. So awesome thing. Let's see. The second thing that I've been taking is it's called burdock root, and I couldn't find burdock anywhere in town, I found it in one place, but as I was going through like Sprouts and Whole Foods, I couldn't find burdock root in an organic form. It was like drops, but nothing was organic about it. So I really wanted to get, when I'm fasting, when the only thing you're putting in your body is nutrients and water, you really want to have the most high quality ingredients that you can find. I did find these at a little herb shop in town. Beautiful little lady had these. She saw me looking around. She said, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm looking for burdock root." And she's like, and she goes like, she like went behind the desk and was like, "Here's my secret stash." So I was pretty stoked about that. But basically it's just a root. And what I do with these is I take about a quarter cup of these and I put it into about 3 cups of water. I boil that down into a tea and let it steep there. And then after it's done boiling, there's about a cup of tea left, and I just drink that down. Again, high in nutrients, high in antioxidants. Just very great for detoxification, gut health, all these things. Like I want to go more in depth on a lot of these, and I probably will in future episodes as I get, more learned about all this stuff. But these are the three things that I chose to pick based on what I've done as far as research thus far. So the last and final thing is black seed oil. Now, with all the things that I'm learning about diet, nutrition, everything like that, I'm learning that seed oils are very bad for you, right? They're super bad for you. They're in a lot of our processed foods. They're in a lot of our oat milks, like our plant-based milks. There's a lot of seed oils in plant-based milks, and a lot of studies have showed that seed oils are actually what are causing a lot of obesity and things like that, people being overweight. It's these seed oils, but they hide it under the label of, plant-based oat milks and things like that. And it's really, it's really not good for you. So for me, I was very skeptical to get this because I was like, well, do I really want to start ingesting black seed oils? But when I read about the benefits of it, I was like, well, I'm going to try it and see what happens. I'm going to take this whole bottle and figure out if it's something worthwhile. And to be honest with you, within 5 minutes of taking this, I actually noticed a difference. And the main benefit of this and why I chose it is because it's said to expel mucus from the body. Like I was saying earlier, you don't want that mucus buildup. That's what's going to cause disease and being acidic. So I'm fasting. I'm getting my body into homeostasis, and I want to expel all this mucus out of my body and detoxify my body in that way. So I'm using this, and literally within 5 minutes, I have really bad allergies, especially once March, April hit. Usually till about about August, I feel like I'm sick. They're pretty horrible allergies, but I literally put a half a dropper of this in. 5 minutes later, my nose basically dried up. I didn't have any mucus. My nose wasn't running. My throat was not very, the phlegm was cut down quite a bit. The first day I took it, I was about 14 hours into my fast, and I started getting a headache. And 20 minutes after taking this, the headache was gone. And I felt great. I actually got very energized. I got very focused, and it just seems to have some other properties in it that are maybe good for the brain, because I just feel very alert and everything like that. And so these are the three things that I've been taking during my fast. I feel like they're pretty beneficial. Even after I end my fast tonight, I'm going to continue taking the black seed oil and the burdock root and the moringa powder just until I finish those things out and see if I notice a difference in anything like libido. That's kind of a big thing. They say the moringa powder the burdock root is actually good for men with hair loss and things like that. So, these aren't things that are going to fix themselves overnight. You have to take these take these things consistently over a long period of time for them to start, functioning correctly and reworking your body and things like that. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions about the fast, any more questions about a root, if you have an ailment or anything that you think an herb might help with or anything like that, hit me up. Ask me a question, throw a comment. You can always hit me up on an email, cultivatingyou podcast@gmail.com, and I'll look into it, and I'll see if we can do something to maybe, see if I can recommend something for you to take to see if we can't, help ease that ailment or cure that ailment. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really planning on diving deep onto this and just really boosting my knowledge about healing, and I'm hoping to help heal other family members with things if I can, if they trust me enough. But I think I need to heal myself first. So that's the priority. And if I can prove it on myself, I think I could prove it on others. So it's kind of the goal with this, and to just really take my health into my own hands. Well, I do appreciate you guys stopping in again, listening to the episode. I'm going to do my best to be a bit more regular. I am, juggling family life, school, and work. and kids practices, and all the stuff that life entails. And so I'm gonna put out episodes when I can. I actually have an episode lined up this Sunday with a great friend of mine, Elena Lopez. She's a strong woman, a mother, a leader. She just recently went to the Arete Syndicate, which is like a weekend conference with Andy Frizella, Ed Milet. They had guest speakers David Goggins, and I'm super stoked to hear her and kind of unpack her experience and see if there's anything that she learned from that maybe you guys can take away from it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super stoked to have her on, and I'm excited to put that episode out. That'll probably be in a couple weeks from now. This one will probably come out on Monday like I normally do. It's Wednesday now, but that being said, thank you guys. Much love. Appreciate you, and I hope you guys stay on track. And if you do fall off, don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up. Just get back on it and keep chugging. All right? We'll talk to you later. Peace.